Hi, I'm Hannah, CEO and co-founder of ReSuture. My company makes sure that surgeons are prepared before entering the operating room. We do this by making incredibly lifelike surgical simulations. Basically, we're making the world's most realistic game of operation. Right now, surgeons aren't getting the training that they need. When we talk to surgical instructors, we're hearing that students are getting less and less exposure to open surgery due to restricted hours in the hospital. A report last year showed that nearly 1 in 3 graduating surgical residents didn't feel comfortable performing all the procedures they were expected to know. Our surgeons shouldn't have to train on the job, because unprepared surgeons make mistakes. These mistakes are most common in vascular surgery, which is our area of focus. Studies show that 42% of patient death due to vascular surgery complications could have been avoided. The good news is there is a solution to this problem, and it's using simulation in healthcare training. That's where we come in. We have created the most realistic training platform for open vascular surgery. The ReSuture system includes all the complexities of a real surgery, like blood flow and diseased tissue. Now a surgeon can practice an entire procedure from start to finish in a controlled and monitored environment. Surgical training has been the same for hundreds of years, and we're bringing it to the 21st century. Using our patent-pending material, we create vasculature that feels real. And because we can also make vessels with complications, our system is true to what surgeons will actually be encountering in the operating room. You can implement a wide variety of different vasculature and tissue types into our system, so you can practice a whole host of surgical procedures all on the same desktop platform. Unfortunately, right now, the best training surgeons can get outside of operating on a live patient is in cadaver or porcine labs. The most they get out of these labs are basic suturing skills and an understanding of anatomy. But using cadavers and live pigs require special labs with regulations that drive up cost. We are providing a more realistic training experience at a fraction of the price. Recently, an increased focus on patient safety has led to the explosion of the medical simulation market. We talked to medical schools and teaching hospitals across the country, and they're all currently looking for new simulation technology to expand their programs. We provide them with a product that will save them time and money by replacing the labs they're currently using for training. Right now, we are focused in the surgical simulation market, but in the future, we have plans to expand our materials applications to generalized medical simulation. I'm a biomedical engineer, not a vascular surgeon, and we wanted to make sure that our product was as accurate as possible before putting it in front of students. While developing and prototyping, we had our first product line, the Carotid Endarterectomy trainer, used by 12 practicing surgeons. They made sure it was lifelike, and they said they had never seen a product like it before, and were so excited by the possibility of using it in their surgical training programs. So we set up pilot programs with Tulane and LSU, where students will be training using our product for the very first time. Additionally, we are one of few new companies invited to present our technology at IMSH 2020, the world's largest healthcare simulation conference. We plan to sell our simulation systems with recurring revenue through consumables. Talking to medical schools, we've learned that they have a wide variety of different programs and class sizes, so we wanted to give them flexible purchasing options. They can just buy the consumables that they need to simulate the specific procedures that fit into their curriculum. With only 5,400 users training on our product, we project sales revenue of over $1 million. Right now, we're focused in vascular surgery, but as we continue to validate our business model, we'll expand to simulate procedures in a wide variety of different surgical disciplines. We are so close to launching our first product line. We've had it validated by surgeons, we're currently running pilot programs, and we plan to launch in market in winter 2020. Before then, we want to secure a partnership with a contract manufacturer in Mexico and run a marketing campaign this spring. I'm Hannah. I have a background in biomedical engineering and technology commercialization. Ben, my co-founder, previously ran the bioengineering lab at the Tulane Center for Advanced Medical Simulation, and Drew Mooten, our strategy director, has had a ton of experience working with early-stage startups. Right now, we're looking for the funds to get our product to 5 medical schools. We have our pilot programs lined up, and we're raising the money to get our product out the door. We know the ReSuture system can have a huge impact on tomorrow's surgeons, so I want to leave you with this testimonial from Dr. DeCoyne, the former surgical clerkship director at Tulane University. If you want to know more, please feel free to reach out or visit our social media. Thank you.
Great job. So just for those of us who aren't medical industry focused, is there any regulatory approval that you guys need to go through for this in order for doctors to be able to use it, or to use it in any sort of certification for doctors?
Yeah, that's a great question. Luckily, there is no regulatory pathway that we have to go through. So the pilot programs that I mentioned, publishing those is a huge step in getting to market. Schools will look at published studies to see if they want to buy our product or not, for the most part. But yeah, there's no FDA regulation with this product.
And so you're actually providing a kit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then once I've used the kit, do I have to get a new kit, or
No,
is it
so-
reusable?
Yeah, so we had that slide with the consumables. So you keep the same system, which includes the pump and the housing unit and the water reservoir, and you can switch out the different vasculature and tissue types to practice different procedures.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay, that's terrifying that surgeons are entering the operating room untrained. It's terrifying. Is there any liability with this, with doctors being trained using your kits? So is there any risks to you?
We know that simulation training improves patient outcome and reduces surgical errors by about half. There's a lot of training methods right now, cadaver and porcine labs, and that doesn't come back to the school necessarily. So no, there wouldn't be risk to us. Surgical complications will always happen, so it's just kind of part of the field.
So you're raising a very small amount of money. I would imagine that you should probably be raising like 3 or 4 times that. So you've previously raised close to $200K. So why will this tranche kind of get you where you need to go?
Right, so that amount of money is just to get our product to 5 medical schools. So that's just to complete the pilot programs and studies to get to that point right now. And then from there, we think that we can continue on.
What do you estimate the gross margins would look like on both the sort of the razor, the kit that's reusable versus the consumables that people reorder?
Right. So right now, we're estimating a margin of 61%.
And so the 5 schools that you've got, have you got other schools in the hopper? Have you got a plan to kind of onboard them?
Right, so we've conducted 80 customer interviews, which is a large amount of different medical schools and teaching hospitals. So we have our first 2 schools confirmed with Tulane and LSU. And then from the schools we've already talked to, that we would be moving from there.
So you have a pipeline that you've already got built up?
Yes.
All right, super. I think we've got time for one more question.
Yeah, so why is 5 medical schools the magic number?
Right, so it's very common for a validation study for a product like this to be with 5 schools. So that's kind of where we want to get to.
And so how many kits would that be? Are you touching 200 students in each school?
So it really depends. Every medical school is different. So the average class size for medical schools is 136. And then the residencies would also be another potential for us. And that really varies a lot.
So I've been to a MedTech event where we had all the body parts in the area. I think I'd rather see these body parts than those body parts. So very excited for this.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.